Hello, this is Iman from its Iman channel. Today I'll be teaching you guys what is multiplication property. Well, if you guys saw my other video which is addition property, this will be an easy problem if you already watched my previous video with similar but multiplication version of it, so this topic definitely a little bit hard than the addition property. Multiplication property and addition property are very similar. They both have commutative, associative, inverse, identity, but one more which is distributive for multiplication. Distributive is not like adding things but multiplied. But first let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Darwish Iman and I am just getting started to make educational video not even month ago, more like 2 weeks ago I just started. No more talking, let's get into the learning. The commutative property of multiplication states that changing the order of the numbers being multiplied does not change the result. The associative property of multiplication states that the way numbers are grouped in a multiplication problem does not change the product. The identity property of multiplication states that when any number is multiplied by 1, the result is that original number. This means that the number retains its identity after multiplication by 1. The inverse property of multiplication, also known as the multiplicative inverse property, states that any non-zero number multiplied by its reciprocal, or multiplicative inverse, equals 1. In other words, for any non-zero number a asterisk 1/a equals 1. The distributive property of multiplication allows you to simplify expressions by distributing a multiplication over addition or subtraction. For commutative, you can think being like twin brother, because they must equal each other or else this will be really wrong. A times b is equal to b times a. Let's give a and their value to check if they're equal each other. A is 8, b is 9. 8 times 9 is equal to 9 times 8. 81 is equal to 81, that's correct, this equation is indeed true. Time for the next one, which is associative property of multiplication property. A times b times c is equal to a times b times c. Given the value of a, b and c which is 3, 4, and 5, check if they're equal each other. Three times 4 is equal to 12, 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 12 times 5 is equal to 20 times 3. 12 times 5 is 60. 3 times 20 is 60. 60 is equal to 60, this is indeed correct. Time for another topic, which is identity in multiplication property. A times 1 is basically a because you're just multiplying nothing so it's a. AI times 1 is equal to AI, same thing like previous question. So, 5 times 1 is 5 if you know multiplication like no other. 150 times 1 is 150. Negative 5 times positive 1 is just negative 5. Time for another one, which is inverse of multiplication properties. A times 1 divided by a is equal to 1. 5 times 1 divided by 5 is just 1. And one more crucial information is that variable a cannot equal to 0. Or else it will be undefined. Undefined means a mathematical expression or operation that cannot be assigned a value or meaning within a specific mathematical system or context. 3 times 1 divided by 3 is 1. Negative 4 times 1 divided by negative 4, the both negative 4 will cancel each other out, like they're fighting each other and both lost their lives, and remains positive 1 equals 1, that's very correct. Let's talk about distributive property of multiplication property that doesn't exist on addition property, only in multiplication version. It's like he's from a multiplication property like country. A times b is a b. A times c is equal to ac. Make sure to check if it's positive or negative symbol. A lot of students made a mistake for reverse symbol like negative and positive. Let's say that a is equal to 8, b is 7, c is 6. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 6 is 48. So adding them up, we get that 56 plus 48 is equal to 104. And yeah, make sure you know multiplication tables, because they're so important, like this kind of multiplication table. Or it can be reversed like this. Make sure you know these things highlighted in red, covered in red circles. And the most importantly, is the distributive property. That's like the universe taking care of its little stars and planet around it. Time for next topic, which is the zero product property of multiplication property. You finally understand almost of multiplication property. But not yet, this will be the last one for this. This topic is really easy to understand, so you can breathe easy. If a times b is equal to 0, then a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. If 5 times 0, then what is it equal to? Go ahead and read at least 3 times, so you understand what's going on right now. So 5 times 0 is equal to 0 because yeah, that's how it works if you understand by reading up there inside of a yellow circle. What about 4 times 0? Yeah, it's still the same, it's 0 still. It's very important to know this kind of topic, especially multiplication property and addition property on my other last video. Time for another problem of zero product property. So x3 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. All you gotta do is just take out a term inside a parenthesis and equal it to 0. So yeah, we want to solve for x and see what's the value of it and equal it to 0. So subtracting both sides by 3, we will get that x is equal to positive 3. To prove that x is equal to 3, let's replace x with the value of x, which is 3. 3 to 3 is 0, so this is indeed true. Let's do the same thing for other term inside of a parenthesis, which is x plus 2 is equal to 0. So, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Let's solve for x, subtracting 2 on both sides. We will get that x is equal to negative 2. So to check if this is true, plugging the x value with negative 2, we will get that negative 2 plus 2 is equal to 0. Must know these topics, it's very important. Let's try another problem. So 3x times x7 is equal to 0, what is the value of x? So putting 3x in a parenthesis, let's set each term inside of a parenthesis equal to 0 and solve for variable, in this case it's x. And dividing both sides by 3, we get that x is equal to 0 divided by 3, or just simply 0, because anything 0 dividing by a number always 0. Time for another term inside of a parenthesis. In this case, we're going to solve for x of x7. Go ahead and try this problem if you think you can. That's how learning works. So adding 7 to both sides, we will get that x is equal to positive 7. Go ahead and try this problem. Two x 3 times 3x5 is equal to 0. So just like always, we're going to solve for x step by step. So solving for x inside of a parenthesis, let's start for 2 times minus 3 is equal to 0. So adding 3 to both sides, we will get that 2x is equal to 3. So, dividing both sides by 2, we will get that x is equal to 3 over 2 or 3 divided by 2, it's still same. You can plug the x value which is 3 over 2, but that's for another lovely educational video, but it's still going to equal 0 if it's true. So, time to solve on different term inside of a parenthesis which is 3 times minus 5 is equal to 0. Adding 5 to both sides, we can see that 3x is equal to positive 5. So, dividing both sides by 3, we can see that x is equal to 5 divided by 3. So yeah, that's the answer highlighted in red circle. You can plug these x value into their term to see if they has no remainder or equal it to 0. Like plugging x is equal to 5 divided by 3 into 3x5 term, and x is equal to 3 divided by 2 into 2x3 term. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, it really means a lot to my channel YouTube, and I'm really grateful if I got at least a subscriber from this lovely educational video.